Logan, put this on just so you got freedom of the press right now. You can pretty well do what you want.
It says Ultra 4 on it.
Flat as a flitter.
That's flitter, yeah.
Shout out to our sponsor, Austin Wheelan, for providing that 110 Cracker Jack welder.
Despite having a temperature of 81, like you seemed pretty healthy.
And you never let the truth get in the way of a good story. And I mean, if you hear it on Checkers or Records, it's pretty well facts.
Scared money don't make money.
We're going in 3.
I don't know. Should I move this over?
1. Welcome back to another episode of Checkers or Records podcast. And you're either watching on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. But anyways, for people that aren't watching, let's introduce everybody back again, fresh off of a big loss, giving up the belt after 2 defenses.
2.
Dustin Henderson.
Feeling a little bit naked this week, but I'm feeling good about this one. Probably going to get it back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dang.
Far left with the most beautiful beard maybe in podcasting history, bringing him back for another episode, Logan Brezina.
Hello. My beard is here.
English accent, huh?
Yeah, just for the beginning.
Okay.
That's it.
And then finally, the man, the myth, the legend, the man that people see but don't know, Manny Fresh in the studios.
Yee.
He's probably the most famous one of us all.
Nah, quit that.
Yeah, his
Guaranteed.
followers are going up. By the way.
Worldwide. Manny Fresh got followers worldwide.
Literally.
Literally, because he can speak multiple languages.
Whenever we went to Mexico on
can't.
that trip, dude, more people knew him down there than knew us whenever we showed up.
Sometimes you just got it like that.
I think they was just confused.
I don't know if it's because he spoke the language and knew the lifestyle down there or what.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe when he started doing that cha-cha slide thing during the party night.
He does got that swag about him.
Man.
I'm a little bit jealous, to be honest with you.
I forgot. We also got Squirt back here, crammed back in my lumbar. Keeping me with good posture. Squirt barely peeking out. Look up at the camera, Squirt. You see? Yep.
Got her butthole in that armchair rest.
Yeah.
So for tonight, we're going to talk about King of the Hammers. You hear me fumbling and mumbling with that? Can you just tell people? Can you just tell them?
Yep. This week, we're going to discuss King of the Hammers.
Probably the wildest race of the year.
For sure, craziest.
Rocks, desert.
Lack of sleep.
You basically build a car and be prepared to take it to the scrapyard after King of the Hammers.
It's the shortest race, but it requires the most amount of prep and work and everything. Like more than any other race all year long.
Literally, that's got to be the case because we build a single car for just that race. Fully built race car like best in the desert, legal score, legal chassis, fuel cell, and we're literally only running a King of the Hammers.
Yeah, I can't really use
That's
it for
it.
anything else.
That's it.
And it's a lot of work.
And it takes the whole year to get it prepped again for that race again.
Does it take the whole year or it just gets put in the
We're
corner?
going to try not to make it take the whole
It's not supposed to take it, but it gets put in the corner after King of the Hammers.
Baby gets put in the corner, yes.
and not touched until
Nobody.
January the next year.
Yeah, nobody wants to look at it because it's going to take so much work to get it back right.
Man, it's a big undertaking for sure. KOH, that's a lot of work. All the way around. Like, not just at the start building the car, but up to race day. Like all the prep.
Pre-running?
Yeah, all that stuff, man. We got hours and hours and hours.
Pre-running was definitely a little dicey this year. Did not go super smooth. There's a few times me and DH. I'm just glad we didn't have audio in the car.
Like what? Like what, for instance?
Like whenever you would get us off track and I would get so freaking mad about it.
I know.
It was confusing.
I'd make him hold the iPad up and let me look at it to see how we got off track.
And it would happen so fast sometimes, and like, dude, I was getting so frustrated. I know he was too, but I'm like, man, why? I was like, I got to freaking get it together. Why can't I freaking get this? And it wasn't until talking to other racers and other co-drivers, because I was trying to explain to DJ, I was like, I'm trying my best. I'm not doing anything different than I've done in the 50 other races we raced together. I was like, I don't know. It's something exclusive to this. He asked Cody Taylor and he asked Bo Judge, and they're like, yeah, dude, like we can't stay on track at all. Like the course is like so hard to navigate, and 1 second you're on track and the next second you're 30 foot off this way, or like the turns aren't really, they're kind of a little bit confusing where you're supposed to turn, but really you're going straight.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until then that both of us are like, we're like, all right, we're not the only ones struggling with it.
But what's crazy about like racing out in Johnson Valley, dude, is when you go out there, it's also a riding and recreational area. So there's 1,000 different lines that you can go out there. So like we would hit a split in the road, like when we're just ripping across the desert, and Dustin's like, all right, go straight right here. And I'm like, okay, all right. If you'll look up with me, you'll notice that there's 3 straights right here. The first straight goes right, and then the other straight goes semi-right, and then the other straight goes left. So,
But what he's also not telling you is that whenever I'm not looking at the GPS, he's like, make sure you're looking at the GPS and not at the track.
Yeah.
oh man,
It's tough.
It's deceiving, man. It's some of them will curve together. Some of them will take their own routes. You know, you just got to pick and choose, flip a coin, I guess.
And I'm always guilty whenever we're racing. I'm like, I want to know what overall heading is, because like you said, like if they start veering right, and he's like, all right, go straight. I'm like, well, like where are we ending up at the end of this long straightaway? Because if we're going to end up to the right, I'm fixing to take one of these that kind of veer to the right.
Cuts a little bit.
Shaves a little bit of the track off,
I mean,
which I think
it's
is
a line.
fair game. Yeah, it's a
Right.
fair game. It's a line. And so I'm like, oh man, should I take this kind of right one? And I'll always take that one. And he's like, all right, 90-degree left. I'm like, bruh, you tell me there was a 90-degree at the end of the
I was out there. We were doing the same thing. I was like, man, it looks straight. We're looking ahead. It looks straight, and let's go. And we start going. Then all of a sudden, the blue line just takes off towards the right, to the left or to the right, and you're going straight.
I know something's wrong when he gets real quiet and stops making calls, and I can see his helmet going up and down, up and down.
Trying to figure it out on the fly.
Oh man,
Literally the day
we was doing the same thing right behind y'all.
I brought y'all parts over there by Chocolate Thunder, and we left there. It wasn't
what'd you have to bring his parts for?
well because y'all were pre-running, and that's why. And they're all raggedy.
The race hadn't even started yet.
Because we pre-run at race pace.
Yes, but it wasn't 2 seconds after I left y'all, and I heard D on the radio. All right, go straight right here, go straight. And then you got on the radio like, are you sure you go straight? And he's like, yeah, you know what? I don't know. I literally don't know. And I was just
We heard
listening
that.
to y'all laughing.
We did hear
on the
that.
radio.
That's how it was. But no, there wasn't no laughing going on.
I was laughing.
Oh, like it was like stressful mode. Like we got to get this done. We can't afford to be making no wrong turns. We got to be on the track. But backing up, yes, you did have to bring us some parts out one day while we were pre-running, and you came in the media defender.
Yeah, something I probably shouldn't have come in.
Yeah, and you had an option to take, like, I don't know, the bypass route to get to us or the race course.
Yeah, you said you can go the spectator route or get on the course. And I was like, well, I didn't come out here not to get on the course, so let's get on the course.
Bro, the way he had his head down coming up that hill.
No, the course was like this. The race course was like this, and just rocks everywhere, and the front end's hopping like this. Or you could have took the easy route that just kind of was like gradual.
Nah, bro,
and all
he had in
around
his
it.
mind he was racing King of the Hammers in the media defender.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who's not going to get on the course? I had to cut the flag down, too, and get on the course.
Oh,
but
man.
it was, you take a 150-foot stretch or you take a 400-yard stretch around the hill. I'm not going around the hill.
So hit the race course.
Yeah, hit the race course in the defender. At 32s.
Yeah, I appreciate what you did.
Yeah. Made it. Got the parts, kept going. It made it back to the pits, too.
When we staged up for qualifying, like I don't know, a couple days into King of the Hammers. It was like the first group early in the morning, and so it like kind of set the tempo of what the race is going to be, what qualifying is going to be like, and for sure everybody gets rowdy and the nerves are fired up for qualifying because like that sets where you're going to start for King of the Hammers. Did y'all see that dude go full Dennis Anderson Monster Jam in the staging area in that side by side? Were y'all out there yet?
No, I don't think I saw that.
We were in the tent.
Oh my! Geez.
I heard about it. I heard about it afterwards. I think Manny told me about it, or somebody
This is the
did.
first I'm hearing about this.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll freaking tell you about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Go
So
on.
like we're standing in the stage and just hanging out, looking at everybody's cars, kind of talking to everybody, and like nerves is going, dude. And so we're like fist bumping and saying what's up to everybody. Bro, and you hear a car go whiskey right, like so staging is long line, then you just turn right and you're on the track. So
Right.
you take a right, then you take a right, and you start your qualifying lap. So you're just waiting on one person to go at a time. And so we're just sitting around there chatting, bro, and you hear a car go to the moon, freaking on the chip, and you look up. There's a dude done shot his car up the guardrails. He literally had to make one right turn, shot his car up the guardrails, ended up hitting the side of one of the trucks, spun around, and landed on its lid In
No, this is the first time
staging for qualifying. This dude's got it on the roof.
The biggest question is, did they start his lap time yet?
Yes, it immediately started. He had to get it flipped over and go.
Yeah, then he got a DNF.
So we ran over there,
Oh, my
like
God.
trying to check on this dude. And like he climbs out of the car. You know when you're a little kid, dude, and you get hurt, but you don't, like, you crash out, but you don't really get hurt, but you want everybody to feel sorry for you. So you're like holding your arm like, oh man, that was bad. But you're just kind of looking around like, God, I feel like an idiot for crashing my bike right here. You know when you do that pedal pump where you like swinging it side by side and one of your pedals hits the concrete?
Yep.
And you just go over the bars and you try to play it off by you're hurt, like you need some help. Call mom. I'm down. That's what the dude crawled out of the car. He was holding his leg, like shaking his ankle, like it done stomped the gas through the ground.
Trying to take focus away from what actually just happened.
Yes, and on to like, oh man, y'all check on me. I need some help. Yeah. So
Man.
poor dude climbed out of the car, and the first thing he said, man, I don't know, the throttle stuck, dude. Like I don't know what happened. And so it was a Can-Am X3, and if you don't know, an X3 is fly-by-wire.
Oh, I know.
So physically impossible.
Correct.
Yeah, it ain't like he had an old dirty throttle cable in this thing that hung and stuck the carburetor wide open.
Oh, man.
And so he kept saying, like, I don't know, man, maybe it's the tune in the car. It's just throttle got stuck, man.
Oh, he was projecting.
Went Dennis Anderson over the guardrails.
He was pulling a Dale. I remember it had to be last year, but there was one car that flipped during qualifying, like on the lap, like up there by the arch or something.
Yep.
And like
Totaled his car.
yeah,
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
he come tumbling down.
and like that was bad enough, like because he was the only car that did it all qualifying, and it's kind of like, man, you don't want to be that guy that crashes out during qualifying, but if you crash out in qualifying staging,
Ford.
You start your lap.
oh my god,
And that takes it to a whole nother level.
You did something. Bro, if nothing else, everybody's going to remember him from qualifying is what I say. I mean,
Well, let's go and just name drop him. Who was he? Who was he again?
This first time I've heard about
Dude,
it. So
I actually don't
literally
know.
can't.
I don't. Me and his co-driver talked. He was cool, man. Super nice guy, but poor guy got the whiskey throttle. Panic rev. I think that's what Quinn calls it, is panic rev right there in staging. Sent that car to the moon.
Yeah, before it even starts.
Man.
That's and
So
the guy
that's it.
last
You don't
year
get to do it
finished.
again, right?
No, he did. He got his car flipped back over and then like put him back in the pack a little bit and like let him calm down. And he went back out there and qualified. So he didn't actually make it to the start line of qualifying. He was turning right to pull up to the line.
And he hit one of like the KOH trucks.
Yeah, it was like an Ultra 4, one of those half-ton Dodges, like full wrap, and just ran up the side of it.
Dude,
My
could you imagine?
goodness.
Could you imagine if that was you?
No, I
No.
can't.
No.
I'd have got out kicking
Yeah.
my
That's
car.
it. I'm going home.
I'd be mortified.
Dude was cool about it. Like, he played it off, man, got in his car, and he went and ran his qualifying lap. Did a full qualifying lap, like no big deal. I saw him at the race. He ended up, staging up and racing the next day. So
Good for him.
I can appreciate him for pushing forward, persevering.
Yeah.
You would say. But man, that's a tough way to start King of the Hammers. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely ain't the ideal way that you want to start off the festivities.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now what we need to invest in next. Class 11 buggies.
Yes.
Oh,
no
man.
buggies, just
Oh
bugs.
man, them things was getting it.
Did you see their start?
Yes.
Like there's an Instagram video of they.
Yes,
It was
It's insane.
maybe live engine land rush start for
Yeah.
the Class 11s.
Yeah, it was pretty gnarly.
I'll do that.
Dude, I was telling Benton about it because I told you he bought an old bug and wants to like restore it. I was telling him about this race. I was like, man, you should have seen the Class 11 race. He's like, oh, trust me, I saw it. He said, I've been following him for 6 years. He said that's why I bought this thing because I'm building it to be a Class 11 buggy and I'm going to race it. I was
Are
like,
you serious?
Yes, dude, 100%.
He knew what it was?
Yes. Yeah.
That's funny.
He knew everything about it and was like name dropping some guys' names and car numbers. Like,
So like Ben is one of our buddies from college. Is he? Oh yeah, he is.
He
That
is
is
a
him in
wall.
the. That is him in the poster up here.
that's him right there.
Is he mechanically inclined like that? Like, would he know how to build and set a car and get it running, or he's just like, I want to try it. Like I'm in for it.
If you met him and know him, you would say no, he's not mechanically inclined because he's kind of a little bit goofy, like super cool guy, but real goofy. But yes, he's a crew chief in the military, and he works on F-15 fighter jets. So I would imagine.
So maybe kind of the same
yeah,
thing?
you gotta be kind of mechanically inclined to,
Dude, I'll be honest.
to have that job.
I'll be honest with you. I can see the appeal of it. Like when you watch those guys, it's like racing wheelchairs. You know what I mean? Like you can't get going too fast. They're a little hard to control.
They don't have no travel. It don't make no sense.
And it's always a battle.
Don't make no sense. When they jacked them cars up in the pit crew challenge, I mean, it literally went up 2 inches and was off the ground.
But it wasn't like they weren't jumping that tabletop. Them dudes
No,
was sending
I
it.
know. That's what it don't make no sense. And they don't just fall apart. They keep going.
Just flat foot all the way around the track. It kind of puts everybody on like an even playing field, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because like I imagine there's only so many things you can do to soup one of them things up.
You would think.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
bitten.
You
He'll
have to have
know.
major skills to win in one of those things.
I know that.
Or luck to make it through.
I think it would be fun to do that though.
Manny, in all of your spare time when you're not prepping race cars, you think you build a Class 11?
I mean, it can't be that hard, right? Some paint, wheels, and tires.
Those look mostly stock to me.
You know, I've rebuilt the bug motor before, so that should be no problem.
Didn't you say that's the first motor that you
I did.
ever built?
Yeah.
Did it ever run?
It did. It did run.
How long did it run?
Yeah. Was it like a warranty killer motor build, or was it like
Pretty sure it's still going down the road.
0 to 100 and then rod out the block?
Nah. Them things are good. They split right down the middle. Just open it in half. Mm-hmm. Put it back together.
WD-40.
Super glue.
WD-40 and duct tape, get it back going?
Yeah.
RVT everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, them things don't make enough power to tear nothing up. I don't think.
Do
You
they
can't-
even
I
have like roll cages inside of them?
I don't
I
know.
didn't even see that. And they have real opening doors because they were slamming the doors in the picker challenge.
Oh yeah, that was funny. How they made them start inside.
Yeah, and
Yes.
jump inside and all that.
That was sweet.
I would still Dukes Hazard, even if it had opening doors. We gotta you gotta climb in and out of
Yeah.
ours. When we build our Class 11, you can't open doors in that.
You weld the door shut.
Even though they work, they're gonna work. We're not welding them.
Not going to use them.
We're not gonna use
Jumping
them.
in and out.
Just out of principle, just to let them know, like we're Dukes of Hazard around here.
Slide across the hood.
Bo and Luke style.
You know what's crazy to me is like a couple of days into King of the Hammers, like they were super safe out there. Like we had to take negative COVID tests in advance, bring our paperwork with us, or if you didn't have that stuff matching like all your ID and stuff, they would give you a COVID test out there. Literally before you could come on the property, you could not pass the entrance to that gate without having a negative COVID test. And like coming in and out every single day, you had to have your paperwork and you had to take your temperature and like, dude, it's crazy how careful they were and how safe everybody was. Well, like 4 or 5 days into King of the Hammers, a news crew showed up. It was like 2 big news stations and like barged through the gates. And like I was asking one of the guys that was just working there, like, dude, what on earth, did they not bring their COVID test? Did they not have to take one before they came in? There's a freedom of the press that you literally can, I guess, do whatever you want. And like they just barged through the gate without abiding by those rules, dude, and just came freaking in.
Yeah.
Almost seems a little bit Hippocratic, don't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now, how come they didn't have to prove that they weren't sick?
Right?
Definitely wanted you to prove that you weren't sick, but they just barged right in. And if that's the case, I'm just going to get me a press vest.
Just a media vest.
I'm gonna do whatever I want.
You can go wherever you want.
And I'm
Oh,
just gonna have
freedom of the press.
Piece of paper. Yeah, I got freedom of the press, so I'm going to go in here and watch this race. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, freedom of the press. Suck it.
Josh,
Don't
you ain't got to
worry
pay
about
no
my
more
COVID.
fees, no more nothing, man. Just put your vest on, go in.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, DJ. Literally every time you go in and out, like they were taking temperature.
Logan, put it on. Quentin, put it on the table. Watch out, y'all. Logan, put this on just so you got freedom of the press right now. You can pretty well do what you
there you
want.
I'm going to overtalk everybody.
Oh, it even
press.
says even says Ultra 4 on it.
Sure does.
We did not get this.
What was this for? Oh my God,
That's the
this
golden ticket.
dude, this was from 2 years ago. King of the Hammers. Yeah,
This was when Quentin decided he was going to be a media guy with a rental car and went everywhere on the course. Matter of fact,
freedom
I
of the press.
found,
freedom of the press. You can do
I
that.
found Quentin going to a pit, bahaing through some whoops. And I was like, hey, bro, over here.
Just by himself.
By himself, bahaing across a lake bed.
Bruh, and that's no exaggeration. This was like 2 years ago. Quentin got this vest and he borrowed it.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, borrowed it from one of Casey Curry's media guys, I think. And so he had a rental. He came out there and met us. And so the only reason I know that he met us in the desert is me and Dustin were in the middle of racing King of the Hammers. Well, in the, that's disgusting. In the desert section, And we come around a corner like full freaking tilt getting it. And Quinn's got a camera in his hand, maybe a cell phone, running down the side of the track trying to get like a slider shot of us come blazing by in this media vest, bro. And he's just waving, freaking getting it, running down the track. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Is when we came out of that section, like coming back into Hammertown where it like switches back and forth and we're running through that super narrow squash. We pop out and turn right, turn left, and then we hit like a little straightaway. Cuz was out there, a brand new Tahoe rental, parked out in the middle beside the race course, and he's just as hard as he can down the race course trying to hold his cell phone
Just
still.
trying to get that shot.
I think that one ended up making it in Divisions Victories. Quentin's shot made it.
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah, y'all gave me a camera. I had one of Josh's like official cameras because I was sitting on a rock and I was eating Twinkies or something. Like I had Pop Tarts and shit.
Just listening for
on the
motors.
rock, and I was listening for cars to go.
When I saw the rental, it was not brand new.
Oh, no, sorry.
There wasn't any front air dam on it.
No, the air dam was
Well,
all scraped.
I mean, pretty well air dam is a given. There's not a rental that we've ever had that kept the air
Gone.
dam on it.
You're right.
And he was like, I pulled up next to him. He was like, he didn't say, hey, how far are they? How are they doing in the race? Nothing. I think his quote was, you ready to race these things? I was like, no, bro.
Talking about the rental?
Yeah. Because
He's trying to do
I
his
was
own
in
race.
my rental, headed to the pits.
I mean, what else are you supposed to do when you're at a race event
I mean, we did.
and you got a vehicle?
We raced right after that.
Those
Yeah,
poor
racing.
things. Dude, I don't know a rental that is safe around us. So we rented one. Matter of fact, we went out to River Run one weekend. We're just out riding around. We had put a Yeti in the back, and we decided we were going to ride out to Bikini Beach, which is that really remote little spot. Like you have to make your way through the woods, and sometimes it's tough on a side by side. Well, on the run there was one of those high lines with those cross washes, like the drainage washes. You know what I'm talking about? Like every 50 yards there'll be a little roller. Well, you hit the first couple like 15, 20 miles an hour. You're like, dang, this freaking expedition. Shout out to Ford. Will handle these jumps. Like it jumps good. So we started picking up the pace. And the last one, right before we went into the woods, obviously we picked up the most speed when we hit that. Hit it so hard, shocks bottomed out, full compression, ice chest pinned to the floor. When it came off, it shot the ice chest so hard it dented the roof from the inside.
Oh my God.
Dented the roof from the inside whenever it hit the roof. And so we got out looking on the top of the car, and there was a corner of the Yeti chest had pushed up a corner of the roof. It hit so hard.
You know, the good thing about that is it being on the roof like that, like, you know, they don't inspect that when you bring it back.
Yeah, but I mean, just in case they do, you got to do an atomic butt drop on atomic butt drop to flatten it back out.
Oh my God.
So right there in the middle of the woods, we did a little bit of body work that night, got the rental straightened back.
Why didn't you just get
condition.
the pre-runner package?
Mint condition.
Yeah, like it's never been
Yeah.
used.
Yeah, just next time get the pre-runner package.
Oh, no, they come all with pre-runner.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, all. I don't know if you know this, but all rentals come with pre-runner
Come
package.
standard.
Yeah, it's standard equipment.
With this group, definitely.
It's just what comes with it.
It's the pre-runner and the peel-out package standard.
Factory peel-out package.
Yeah, standard. I remember the story, but I don't think I was involved.
No, because it was me, Stephen Rigsby, Johnson Nesbitt, and a couple of those guys went out there. We ended up putting, because we tore the front air dam off was what made me think of it, trying to hit jumps, because we thought it was funny, obviously, and started filming the jumps. We ended up nosing it down and tearing the air dam off of it. But like there's like two sections. There's like the little plastic black air dam, and then there's a section that the fog lights are behind.
Yeah, the painted stuff.
Yeah. And then there's the metal bumper at the top. Well, it hooked it and pulled the fog light section and the air dam off. And so we ended up getting back to the shop, dude. It was probably 3 a.m, and me and Steven took wood screws, like lag bolts, dude, and screwed that thing back to, screwed the air dam and that fog lamp section back onto that thing.
Just real crudely fastened it back to the.
Oh, no, it looked, dude, you couldn't even tell.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. They didn't even ask us no questions when we brought it back. They asked us how it got dirty, but that's it.
Well, dang.
And I was just like, man, just don't get on your tiptoes and look at that roof. You'll see 2 dents, one coming out and one going in.
Oh my God. So back to KOH and talking about like the news stations and stuff. Like they did do a really good job, like being safe and trying to keep everybody separated and stuff. Like taking your temperature every time you came in the park. They took your temperature one time, and it was 81 degrees.
He said, "You're good."
Yeah, he said you're good.
Wasn't even a red flag to nobody.
And DJ was like, "Wait, 81 degrees, like,
Am I dying?
yeah, I should be dead. Somebody that's got the most medical experience here, Logan, what would happen if his temperature was really 81 degrees?
I mean, he'd be hypothermic if I'm not mistaken
Dead?
on the term. I wouldn't say dead, but he'd definitely be dying.
If I was
He wouldn't be
81,
driving.
yeah, I wouldn't be coming driving into King. If I was 81 degrees body temperature, I wouldn't be dead.
No, I don't think
You
so.
would have
I don't
to
think
be,
you'd
I
be
think.
dead, but you'd be definitely.
We might need to phone a friend on this one.
Yeah, how
Call
much?
my wife right now.
How much medical experience do you actually?
Not that much.
I thought you get hypothermic when you get to like 92 or something,
Well, then yeah, you'd still be hypothermic.
and then you die at 81.
Yeah, or at least 80.
But what was weird to me was that despite having a temperature of 81, like, you seemed pretty healthy.
That something seems way off, but he was casual about it. He was like, "Well, it's definitely not high, so keep on going through
Yeah,
it."
you good.
Yeah.
Get up out of here, he said.
We don't-
Hypothermia occurs at 95 degrees Fahrenheit.
95.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Hypothermia.
yeah,
There's a
81.
popsicle.
Yeah, so I was meat freezer cold.
Well, no, you weren't freezing yet, but I mean,
I'll be honest with you, I felt a little chilly in the truck.
It was cold. Yeah. It was cold.
It was cold outside, and he had the AC on. I already know you had the AC vent blowing right at your forehead.
Yeah, but I had the seat heaters on.
yeah, so you're still warm.
Yeah.
but it's not your forehead.
It evens out.
81
Yeah,
is pretty
exactly.
hot, though. Like, imagine if it was 81 outside or in your house. Like, I'd be sweating.
I'd love it compared to what it is outside right now.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. How can your body temperature not be uncomfortable at 96 degrees, but you walk outside at 96 degree temperature?
Yeah.
It's misery.
It ain't good, especially in Louisiana.
That's right.
What sense does that make?
So these news stations busted in the event, and we're trying to, like, document or be critical of what we were doing, but at the same time, like, breaking the very rules that we were all held to
Yeah.
follow.
I seen them
to abide
coughing
by.
on door handles a couple times.
Yeah. They call it, apparently there's a name for it. Apparently it's called a super spreader. Which,
The
that
event,
what they
the
refer-
event
Yeah.
is what we were at.
Really?
It's a super
they
spread.
call it a super spreader.
Oh, that's what the event's called?
Well, when there's a large gathering of people and, yeah, just a large gathering of
Yeah.
people.
They call
and
them super spreaders?
Yeah, and the possibility to, like, spread the
Dude,
coronavirus.
I'll be
or
honest with you, I felt safer out there than anywhere.
100%.
That's the lie.
The way they was checking all of us.
something. Oh, yeah, for
felt-
sure.
Having to wear a mask all the time, everything.
Yeah, you couldn't go, like, even like the city was, like, locked down. Like, you couldn't go anywhere to eat. like-
Restaurants, nothing.
yeah, you couldn't do nothing.
Except the Chinese restaurant. We got food there several times.
Takeout.
She was cool.
Nah, I remember I asked her if we could sit down and eat at that one booth. and
Bro, she just arm swiped everything off the table. Was like, here? You sit here?
Yeah.
How many?
Yeah, she was about it.
She was.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say nothing about
Oh,
it, but
yeah.
she was
The
definitely
one we
cool.
ate at the last night?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
the
yeah.
first time we
Yeah,
went in
that,
there.
that wasn't our first time to eat there. Remember, we was there for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're right.
He smiled and winked a little bit, bro, and she just arm swept all the menus off that table. Shoot, you see here?
I think she had a thing for me.
She might have.
I know she did.
That really did happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's a true story.
100% true story.
That's funny.
So, the big race. Things got a little crazy. Not necessarily for us. It was just a rough day for us. Like we had to work for that one.
Yeah, I mean, looking back at it, yeah, we didn't have a good race. We still finished. Like, I think there's something to be said about that.
For sure.
Especially being how many cars entered, like 115 or 120 or something cars entered, and I think only like 40 finished. So we finished 34th or 36th or something, which is still, I mean, when you think about it,
Nothing to brag about.
It's
nothing to brag
definitely not
about.
good.
No, sir. No, let's be real.
We're not
But-
gonna write home mama. About it.
No. But I mean, still finishing. Like, there's 70, 80 other cars that didn't finish.
I mean, at least we didn't flip in staging for qualifying.
Yeah, that ain't no lie. But, you know, looking back at it, I mean, we couldn't have positioned ourselves any better to win. You know, I thought for sure. I was
Oh,
like-
for sure.
I
Our
was like,
preparedness, the car, dude, the car, gosh.
Yeah, just the homework. You know, we're out there for a week and a half pre-running before the race, running the obstacles forwards, backwards, notes here, there. The time we spent out there last year, I mean, we definitely were. We couldn't have given ourselves better odds.
Man, and that to me, that's the allure of King of the Hammers. Like, it's one race. You go all in. There's no series where you can have a bad race and that's your throwout race and you make
Right.
it out. Dude, it's like
All or nothing.
it is the race that's all or nothing. It's because they give such good coverage, man. You can watch the whole video live streaming it. So it brings everybody out. And literally, we don't race any of the Ultra 4 series during the year. And it's a great series and they put on awesome races. But, you know, us, Blurton, Cheney, the Miller brothers, a lot of other guys come out literally just for that one race, and it's all or nothing for the race. So like for us to have a little trouble early on, after that there was literally nothing for us to do except try to race to the front. Dude, and what had me cracking up is, so Casey Curry qualified, I don't know, 20th or something like that. Do y'all know where he?
So yeah, somewhere around 22nd.
The first time that we stopped, he got by. And so I think, dude, we probably ended up catching him 4 times.
Oh, yeah.
During that race. And so on the race cars, we have that push-to-pass system. That's the racing tracks, which is really slick. Like you get within a couple hundred feet of people, you hit the button. It gives them a notification on their push-to-pass to move. And it says, somebody's trying to pass. You hit OK, they can scoot over. And so typically you do that. But when you're getting close to somebody, like, hey, you step out of the way. And so we started freaking catching Casey Curry. Did we do it the first time?
Yeah, we did it the very first time because after he got around us, there was, I don't know, a handful of other cars got around us. So, like, we were running up on these cars. We actually nerfed one. Remember nerfing that one car?
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was. Or
blowed smoke everywhere. We went tire to tire with him.
Yeah, we nerfed him pretty good. But we had caught, I don't know, 8 or 10 cars, and, like, I'd push to pass them, and when they push theirs, or when we push ours, it sends them a notification, right?
Right.
And then they can push it back.
To acknowledge.
Kind of acknowledging, like, all right, I know you're behind me. I'm going to get over whenever I can. So we had done that on like 8 or 10 people, and like every single one of them got over. We used it for Best in the Desert, so super familiar with it. Like DJ and I know like how close to get before we push to pass, because you don't want to do it too far away, because then they'll start jackrabbing. So like we always like to do it when we're up on them to where they're out of time.
Yeah, when they look in the mirror, they see like all right, they're going to scoot over.
You're sure somebody's here.
Yeah.
So we caught Casey in a pretty fast, like rocky wash section, and we were approaching like the distance to where like it's time to hit the push to pass, and I think he saw me going to hit it. He's like, don't hit it and I was like, all right. And I think he even went as far as, because like we were just steady catching him, right? I think he went as far as to like back up a little bit and get a running start. And when I tell you we flew by him, dude, we were probably doing 20 or 25 miles an hour faster than him.
Oh man!
Like there wasn't no chance for nothing, just to see a blur out the corner of his eye.
He didn't know what happened.
No.
So did he move in time for y'all to?
No,
go?
it was a split line, and
okay.
so like naturally I wasn't going to chase him down. It was rough too. There was a lot of rocks in the wash that we were in. So naturally, like I wasn't going to chase him intentionally down on that line whenever it's so rough and dusty in there. So when we hit the split line, like it just so happened to be that distance of like, all right, we're fixing to go bumper to bumper, or let me hit this split off. And he went far right that really wasn't the line. Like it was kind of getting a little out. And so we just blazed down that one and got by him pretty quickly. But then, later on in the race, it wasn't long after that. Maybe we had we bent that wheel. So we jumped out. He got back by again. And that's when, like, we were getting in the cars and you kind of look at each other. You know what I mean? Because I had my helmet off and, like, Casey and them were coming through and, like, we're climbing back in. And you kind of make that eye contact like, hey, bro.
Like, do the...
Yeah, bro. Like, we're fixing to be back in and we're coming again. Because we'd already passed him that one time, bro. When we came by him, like, he was there to try to do well at King of the Hammers. We had nothing to lose because we'd had that problem just right out the jump. And so we were just hanging it out there, dude. That's how we ended up being in that wheel after we got around him. So he knew, like, D's got nothing to lose. Like, I know what happens from here. So we jumped back in the car. Took us a little while. We gave up a couple of more positions. Some cars got by. So it took us a minute to catch back up to Casey. Same thing. See Casey, like, you catch him in a sweeper and you see the side of the car and you're like, all right, cool, this is him. And I told D, I said, do not touch the horn. Do not. Do not touch the push pass. Yeah, don't touch the push pass. We're punting him.
Yeah.
And so, bro, we come up through there cooking, and we really shouldn't have been running that hard in blind dust like that. But I mean, you know how it is. You racing with your buddies, dude.
You got to.
And don't get me wrong.
He is, and like Casey ain't no slouch. Like he's
he can drive.
Very fast racer, and I think he finished well, like top 10 or something. I think maybe.
Yeah.
So to do that to him, like goes to show, like we were running like we didn't have anything to lose.
And we were, dude. Like that's why we ended up tearing quite a bit of stuff up, is because we was just hanging it out there. And don't get me wrong, like Casey, y'all know Casey's our boy, man. Like me and Casey are buddies, so there's no bad blood there, and I would never chance take him out of the race. It was just going to be a
friendly competition.
Yeah, a little friendly competition is all
for sure. Something that would stick out in his mind that happened during the race was that because he said something. I heard Chapman saying something to you about it.
Yeah.
Later on that day. I don't remember exactly what he said. What did he say?
He said that Casey said we came blowing by him like 4 or 5 times, but
Wait, can you imagine or picture like Casey telling a story with how animated he is and all the hand gestures he uses?
Oh, man.
But the thing is, Casey would have done the exact same thing to y'all.
Oh,
He'd have dished it just as hard.
Oh,
So.
for sure. If he was hanging it out there,
Yeah,
he wouldn't have thought twice about it.
And laughed about it.
But it's funny after we blowed by him that first time, there was 3 more times that we chased him down because we had jumped out with that bent wheel one time. We'd broken a rear axle one time, and I think later on we broke another. No, we gave up a position in the pit when we were changing the rears again. And so all of the next 3 times, like we were coming up on him full tilt, freaking gapped out. And before we could get within 50 yards of him, Casey pulls off the track.
He was like, no, I'm not doing this.
I'm not doing this again.
No, we got so close to him on that first time, and he knew after that, like when I was climbing in the car and we made that eye contact, like he knew, like, oh man, I freaking know where this. And he's legitimately racing, trying to do good at King of the Hammers, and we were just hanging it out. And so, he knew, like, bro, I got to get away from these dudes. They're going to have something tore up. Then he did hit that one good liner. He's like, bro, Dustin and them, they passed me 4 times, but I passed them the 5th time.
That's a good point that you brought up. Like, he probably was thinking, like, bro, these dudes are running wild. Like, let me get as far away from them as possible because I don't want them trying to tear me up either.
Yeah.
Have you talked to him since then?
No.
Did he say anything about it?
No, I haven't.
I figured he would have something to say about that.
No, I think he knew, and he was racing smarter than we were, dude. Just freaking checkers or wreckers, like you can't help yourself when you get in that position. But we wasn't the only ones that was getting wild and running it to the end. Your boy Ronnie Anderson.
Oh my god!
Your boy,
Was he out of control?
Dude, did you not see what happened to him at the finish line?
Oh yeah, I did see that.
On the finish line.
Yeah,
But he had what did he have? A tie rod end brake or something?
It looked like it was already bent before he jumped.
I think it was
looked like
bent.
That's what I'm saying.
It was
so,
bent
but when he
before.
landed, it was extra bent.
Son.
dude, imagine if that would have been like, because that jump was a finish line, all right? So
Yeah, literally.
I think
So
it
like
was
he
a podium finish for him.
So
on
he
that.
flipped over the finish line.
Yeah.
Like imagine if that was like one jump before that.
Or
'Cause
no,
I don't
it
think
was before the finish line. He flipped, and I think you still had to go around that left to get
Correct.
to the finish lines. Because
Really?
I think he
Yeah,
got
I think he had to
passed.
push the car, or no, he kept going or something after he got his bearings. But
Dude, he had tires pointed every single different direction.
Bro, them tires was throwing gang signs pointing every which way.
But he came in hot to that finish, and the tire, like obviously the cars are pretty clapped out at the end of the King of the Hammers, dude. Like they take a beating, and he was doing pretty well all day, like stayed up towards the front. But when he came into the short course area, like right before the finish, he was for sure pigeon-toed. Like his eyes, his car was cross-eyed whenever he was coming
yeah,
up.
for
finish.
sure.
100%.
That's what it looked like.
That's what I thought. And he hit that last jump, dude, and he came down on the front right, I think, and that tire tucked under.
Gone.
Man.
And he just took a hard left, and that thing went to flipping. It was pretty, like, honestly, it was a pretty violent flip.
I thought so too.
And that was a clean
Brand new.
car, too.
Yeah,
Brand new.
brand new car.
Yeah,
Brand new, clean car.
photo finish.
Dude,
Man.
and just yard sailed it at the finish in front of everybody, almost right where that dude at staging.
Whiskey throw.
Yeah,
Dude,
whiskey
just
throw.
real close to
Maybe it
it.
was something about that spot.
Maybe.
That's the thing.
Bad juju right there.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
if I'm not mistaken, like he was in, and I may be misspeaking, but who cares? We'll take it as fact. I think he was in 3rd place whenever he flipped right there at finish, and he had a little ways to go before he could get his car limped across the finish line. I think Blurton ended up making up enough time to pass him in that last 20 yards or whatever it was.
It ain't far.
That's what I heard.
I've heard something very similar to that.
I mean,
it
that's a
it
good
can't be far off of the truth.
No, and you never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
story.
You know what I mean? So we're just going to let that one ride.
Yeah.
yeah, if
that's
it's
for
not
sure.
true, who cares?
On paper, Ronnie Anderson was 3rd place, full yard sale, 20 foot from the finish line. We'll suck it in the feet.
That's honestly the first that I've heard that he was that he lost a position doing that. But dude, could you imagine like podium at KOH? And I don't think he's ever raced that race before. So, man, to go out there and get a podium on your very first race and then to lose it, literally, you're looking at the finish line, like right there.
You can believe I would Talladega Nights that finish,
100%. I'm Ricky Bobby in that car.
Yeah, on the floor,
Oh, no, I would have tore the tracker off of my car,
throwed it. Throwed it across the finish line.
Ran it across the finish line.
Oh my god.
Ran it, thrown it, whatever I had to do. I had to pull it off and went for that.
That'd be a tough one to swallow for sure.
Or
So like, go
I
ahead.
saw something not too long ago. The dude was trying to finish a stadium super truck. One of those things
Oh,
that Robbie
yeah.
Gordon does.
Oh, yeah.
And he went off a jump, took both front tires off, I think.
Both rears, I
Or
think.
both rears, yes. And just held it to the floor and kept doing donuts until he got far enough down the track to finish.
Dude, I know his right
real?
rear was gone.
Yeah.
I think his left rear was flat, and he was just rolling burnouts. Just donut
Yeah,
after
circle.
All
donut
the way to the finish.
until he got
And was
across.
progressing down the track like
yes,
that?
sir.
Yeah. The other trucks were jumping and landing and having like go around him real slow, go around him real slow. And
Not
just
him.
Steady spinning.
Not him. Going for it.
Got the finish.
I wish we had a young Jamie to throw that video up so I could see it.
That's what Logan's job was supposed to do,
Yeah,
is
it was
find good
supposed to be.
videos.
Which I'm ready. I'll pull it up on my phone right now.
We can do it. We might can find it in post just
Yeah.
for this. But in our minds, let's just close our eyes and think about I'm just kidding. Let's just think about this
I
video.
know what it looks like. I was laughing the whole time.
Nah, I didn't see that video. That is sweet though. Bro, them trucks are insane what they do.
Yeah, especially be as small as they are, them things get down.
And land on flat like it's nothing.
And they don't donkey kick off those little short jumps.
No,
like
they
they'll
don't.
hit them
No, it
full tap.
Sends them.
Flat as a what?
Jumps. Flat as a flitter.
That's flitter. Yeah, flitter. They got the flitter package.
Yes.
But the highlight of the week of King of the Hammers, I think, is finally after 6 years. How long have we been racing?
Since 14.
I'm not good at math. So
7 years.
15.
15?
Yeah,
Well, if you want to
15.
count mud racing.
So let's call 6
Well,
years.
desert racing, 6 years.
5 years. Let's just round that up, down. Let's just call it 5. So in 5 years, 5 years of racing, we've never entered a pit crew challenge. And I for sure hear you squirrels every time we watch people fumble and mumble with lug nuts and impacts. Say, yeah, bro, we could do it faster than that. We for sure could beat them. So unbeknownst to Manny, Cord, Logan, Dustin, who else was with us?
That was
Yeah,
it.
that was it.
That was it?
Yeah.
That was it as far as the crew.
Skeleton crew.
I entered y'all into the pit crew challenge for
Yeah.
this year's King of the Hammers.
Yeah,
did
we
do
didn't.
that.
We didn't know anything about it. Like we knew you had mentioned a couple times that you were going to MC
Yeah.
the pit crew challenge. So we're like, all right, cool. So like we're kind of getting is towards the end of the day, and it's kind of getting close to time. It's like 30 minutes, and he's like, all right, I'm starting to get ready for this. To go MC, walk over here and do this pit crew challenge. Oh, by the way, I entered y'all in the pit crew challenge.
I forgot to tell y'all.
Literally, we had like dinner come in.
I know.
We're getting ready. No. Oh, yeah, by the way, y'all are about to go over here and maybe get embarrassed in front of everybody on live TV. Or you might have glory, you know?
Dude, what's funny to me
Wait.
is y'all always talk trash or watching, like, yeah, we could do that. And then to see y'all's faces, like, change whenever I'm like, yeah, y'all have to compete. Y'all are like, oh, man. You could tell. It was
All
like,
of a sudden, it just got so
how is it
serious.
lefty, loosey, or righty, what is it?
It got real quick.
They were immediately like, bro, if we can't use our impacts, like, I don't want to do it, man. Like, we know our jacks. We know how all that stuff works. Like, I don't want to do it if we can't use our tools.
There were just so many questions. Like, all right, we're going to be on stage in front of everybody. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Like, let's start answering some questions. Are we using our car, their car, our tools, their tools? What are we doing? What's the order? How many people?
Yeah.
Like, this is some stuff we need to know. We only got 30 minutes. Do we get to prep, rehearse? Do we get some dry runs? Like, come on, fill me in.
Like, is it real fuel or is it water? Do we
Yeah.
got to do the whole thing? The
We didn't know.
jack. Like,
We had no
do
idea.
this jack?
Because
We had no idea.
The way the pit crew challenge, and we found out afterwards, the way it worked is, you start from a starting line. Both teams, you're racing at the same time, racing another team, another UTV team.
Yep.
Start side by side. You run to the opposite side of the car. They have impacts set out for you, right? You jack the car up with a Pro Eagle jack. Take the lug nuts off. Set the tire face down on the ground. Pick it up. Put it back on. Tighten all the lug nuts. Drop the car. Put the jack back. And then you have to take, it was a big jug. Like
It was 10 gallons worth of
It was supposed to be
water,
10
but
gallons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was equivalent to using a fast fill can in a dry break with 10 gallons of water. When you're done filling, you run back. And it sounds simple, but like when you get in the heat of moment, or like when we were watching it, because we ran last in the UTV team challenge. Like when you're watching, you're like, dude, there's a lot going on there, a lot of moving parts, because you got to jack the car up with like a regular floor bed jack. So you see those dudes just frantic, pumping their arms trying to get it up, and they're short stroking it. So the jack's not really getting any stretch on it,
Yeah.
dude. And you're just like, calm it down.
You know, what was crazy is before it even started, it was we went in there thinking it was going to be us four doing the challenge. So we're like, all right, we got this. We're a team. We can figure it out. If one shorts, the other pick up. We're good. And right before it started, they're like, "Oh, it's only 3 of y'all," and it's like, "Well, no, that takes away the team."
Turned it upside down on us.
And DH was quick to say, "I'm good. I'll sit this one out."
Yeah.
DH was like, y'all doing it.
yeah.
Like, that was
Solve
it.
that problem.
Like we were trying to figure out who's going to do what. Like I already had it figured out. All right, Logan's doing this, Cord's doing that. Cord and Logan are both doing this. Like I had it figured out already.
Yeah, he had it figured out real quick to get out of there.
That's what I was about to say. Like, man, you're the crew chief for all of the race stuff. Did you, when you figured out that we were doing the pit crew challenge, and you kind of know, like, okay, you got to take the lug nuts off. Like, you take a tire off, you swap a tire one. Did you start putting together a game plan of like, this is how we're going to do it? Like, we're going to do it methodically. This is what we're going through.
We were trying to strategize, man, and we were looking at the other teams doing it, and the Wellers came out there, and they seemed like super organized and like had a good game plan where they want to put the jack and everything, and other guys were just like, oh, we'll see what happens,
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Manny had a game plan for sure. Like he knew where he wanted to jack the car up. Because some people were doing jacking up the A arms versus the frame. Like Manny was like, all right, you're running the jack and you're jacking it up here, and like everybody had their role, and
It was
the rest is history.
It was
Guess it
pretty
worked out.
flawless, minus one lug nut. We took the droop out of the car, so that took all the suspension out of it.
Yeah.
So it only took, 3 pumps, 4
Man,
pumps
Cord
to
had
get
that
out.
thing up so fast.
He did, bro.
I could not believe it.
I don't know what Cord's doing in his life, but bro, he was full long stroking top to bottom, getting that jack up.
Cord's a little unassuming, but he got some freaking Popeye arms.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro,
yeah.
he'll hustle.
Yeah, and he got that thing up there so quick and got the car up so fast.
For as fast as us to be able to get over there, pop lug nuts off, because I was NASCAR in those lug nuts. And there was no resistance whenever Manny pulled the top of the tire. Like it pulled, flop back up that fast. So Cord had that thing in the air, 3 seconds, 5 seconds?
It was super
and it was off
fast.
the ground.
But to put it in perspective, like several teams had gone before us, so we were one of the very last. I think we were the next to the last team to go. And do you remember the times of some of the other teams? Like I think there was like a 128.
There was a 120 something, 115, 116,
Yeah.
and then I think the fastest before us was 111 or 112.
Yeah, yeah. So was that 111 seconds or a minute 11 seconds? What were they saying? 112? Did they mean 1 minute 11?
I really don't know at this point.
Who knows? But I think I know where you're going. Like everybody,
It had to been 100. It had to been 111.
Yeah, probably.
yeah,
so.
like 90 seconds. Yeah, probably
Yeah.
seemed
Yeah.
like one or 2 minutes. But everybody that went multiple times got faster on their second run.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
we only went one time.
That's right. That's right. And I guess maybe they saved us for the finale because the team we went against had gone once before.
And
Yeah,
had
they
the
went head to
fastest
head
time.
with Wellers or
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, and I think it was like Blake Wilkie and do you remember the guy that was
Jacob Verse.
dude, super nice guy, man.
Yeah,
Such a
super-
cool guy.
But it almost kind of puts you at a disadvantage, right? Because like they already had one chance to go at it.
They knew the tools, they knew the jack, they knew the speed of everything. Like
Yeah. So
The
like,
weight of the gas,
The weight of
or
the-
water.
yeah. So they probably had a game plan to begin with, and probably honed it in a little bit on their second run.
Right, yeah,
Whereas we're going in dry, no lube. You know what I mean?
All blind.
So,
yeah,
so we were.
I kind of know.
We were at a disadvantage, and I'll be dadgum.
Boys came through. So the next fastest time was the 111, right? Mm-hmm. And my boys brought the freaking heat. The pit crew challenge. What was your times?
48
seconds.
Oh my god!
48
Son.
We're
seconds.
rolling, and we had more water in our jug than they did. Because I was like,
Dude, he was over there picking up their jugs and like,
We did. We had like
We had 9 gallons and they
like
had 7.
Yeah.
oh man,
Dude,
So
go ahead.
that
it had to been. I'm sorry, I'm backtracking. It had to been 1 minute and 11 seconds because if we did it in 48 seconds, it couldn't have been 111 seconds. So
yeah, it was 111, like 1 minute for 11 seconds. But who cares about that?
What I mean, it was almost like showcase showdown. Like go on and get the list of like all that we won.
Yeah,
it was, dude.
yeah.
It was a very impressive list.
Do you
I
remember?
mean,
Do you remember everything it was? So first of all, to sum it up, like we ended up winning S3 first pick.
Yeah.
Richard, we went out grand slam home run undefeated, but we're hanging up retiring
Yeah.
on top. Boys win the pit crew challenge. There's really no need for us to ever do it again.
and we're good.
Not
Retire
tired anymore.
undefeated.
And after that, I tried to challenge the 4,400 pit crew
They didn't want
for
to.
double or nothing.
They didn't want
winner
none.
take all the prizes.
I'd
They
have
were
put-
like, "Oh no, we got more lug nuts." I was like, "We'll do 2 tires."
I'd have
like,
put
"No,
our
no."
I'd have put our X3 on the line for that. I'd have bet him pink. I would have ran for pink slips.
Yeah.
Can you blame them after seeing that blazing time y'all put down?
No.
I wouldn't want to do it neither.
Because they was slow.
They didn't want none. Manny, do you remember what all? Let's just give everybody a shout out that basically sponsors our race team now.
our pit crew sponsors
yeah,
the pit crew.
yeah.
For sure, Pro Eagle, man. That was the big thing. 2 Pro Eagle jacks.
Dude, the good ones too, like the big dogs.
Like the ones that we use.
Yes,
The
the
nice
one that we already
jacks.
have. We got 2 more of those. The Pelican
dry
case.
box.
Yeah, that was
box.
sweet.
That's a really sweet box.
That was slam full of.
Beef jerky.
What brand? What brand?
Baja beef
Baja
jerky.
jerky. Baja jerky.
Baja
So
jerky.
good. I've been munching on that all week.
I seen you and Hubert both eating
Hey,
a bag
man.
yesterday.
Yeah, I was about to say, where was y'all getting all that Baja jerky in the shop?
Hey, I heard that guy say something about a year's supply or something. So I mean, we're not taking it light.
And I mean, if you hear it on Checkers or Records, it's pretty well fact. Ronnie Anderson with 3rd place before the crash. Baja jerky, years worth.
That's
so.
right.
They did say that.
They did?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if that's going to happen.
No,
but
it will. Well, we said it now, so it's going to happen.
Yeah, we calling them out.
He definitely said that for
He
sure.
said,
I heard
if
it.
y'all need any on the way to your races, just call us. And I'm like, y'all don't know how
Remember
much
that.
these dudes eat, but
Remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you realize it's like 10 people in a truck.
No.
Going 20 hours.
No,
you know?
because he bumped me as soon as he told us that. He's like, hey, bro, is that big dark-headed dude? Is he on y'all's team? I said, oh, yeah, that's Manny Fresh.
Ours, not a year, 6 months. Yeah, 6 months worth.
Just on the way to the races, not the other time.
Yeah.
So we have Pro Eagle Jacks, that sweet Pelican box.
Boxo supplied a tool bag that's full of sweet tools.
Dude, really?
I mean,
I don't
it
remember
is
seeing that.
decked out. It's black. It looks like a briefcase.
It's nice.
It's got some nice tools up in there.
Yeah, it really
for
is
sure.
a sweet toolkit. That's a kit that we need to take to Baja whenever we go down there. So we're trying to knock lug nuts off with rocks. Yeah.
Hey, super sweet.
Yeah.
Buggy whips.
Yeah, that dude. And dude, he was cool enough. Like, I think they gave us like 2 or maybe 4 or something like that. And he was like, man, just tell me that whatever you want for your whole team. But they're those sweet light up LED whips that you put on your side by side. Man, that dude was freaking super cool, man.
Yeah. Pro Tank, the CO2
Oh,
Pro
yeah.
Tank, the
I
big
think it was
one.
Power Tank.
Power
isn't
Tank,
it?
yeah.
Power
Tank.
Tank. I'm sorry. Power Tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ones
That's
that we
the-
actually used in the challenge, they said.
Yep.
So
That was a
it'll be
legit setup, too.
Yeah.
There was more stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah.
HCR suspension.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. I mean, might as well claim that. It's like
it's in there. It's in
Yeah.
the package.
Yeah.
There was a suspension with it? No.
Like a $1,500 off HCR suspension.
Oh, yeah, let's buy that and put it on eBay.
What else? Seems like it was more.
There was some dry box cases inside for like your phone and stuff.
Pelican stuff. The
small
the
Pelican.
lights.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Headlamps.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Headlamps
was
were
using
trying-
one that night, wasn't you?
for cooking. Absolutely, it worked
Dude,
great.
I already know Manny was that little kid on Christmas morning that put all of his clothes on as soon as he unwrapped.
Every one of the shirts.
He would be wearing all his shirts at the same time.
Oh, man.
Mom, I can't fit both these pair of shoes on.
Dude, we racked up.
Well,
The pit crew challenge.
yeah,
that
let's be
everything?
clear, just at the pit crew, at the pit crew challenge.
We racked up at the pit crew challenge.
Yeah.
And we needed all the stuff for the race.
Yeah, that ain't no lie. We got good use out of the tools, out of the tank,
What?
out of the jacks.
Do y'all remember when it was one of those buggies, one of the open wheel buggies they were doing? It was one of the very first pit crew challenges when he backed up and smashed into Weller's car, their race
dude.
car.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah.
I literally would have cried because I saw the whole thing happening and I saw him backing up and he's full lock to the left, looking over his left shoulder. And Jason's car is over here behind him to the right. And he's just going and then he stops and you hear him wrap it. And as soon as he wraps it, the whole front of the car picks up and Jason's car starts, shifting over to the side. And I was just like,
And
dude,
that wasn't their pre-runner.
no.
No, that was the race
That was
car.
that was the car
Race
they had to
car.
race. What was it, like 1 or 2 days before the race? Like we were there so long, I don't have a good concept.
What was that,
of
like
time.
Tuesday night? And that was Thursday was the race?
Yeah.
So a day and a half.
So they had,
One day.
well, just one day. They just had Wednesday to get it back going, which, dude, would put my anxiety through the roof. Because what ended up happening is when that 4400 truck backed into it, it snatched the wheel full lock and tore up his power steering unit. Like, the dude hit it hard enough to...
Oh, it did.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, because he messaged me in the middle of the night. He was like, dude, we're trying to get this thing going. Do y'all have a spare power steering unit? But, dude, like, his car was done, cleaned, prepped, ready for racing, and then have to put a power steering unit in that thing.
Man,
Jesus.
Can you imagine that stress level when you think everything's done and you're just trying to chill out and
Have a little fun.
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, bam, you got to work on your car again.
That is not a good feeling.
After he got in and moved it, this was like maybe 10 minutes later, he came and asked me what it was while you were still emceeing. He was like, "Hey man, when that car hit me, he's like, now my power steering don't work, and like I think he said there was like an engine code or something." So I was like, "All right, do this, put it in buds, recalibrate the power steering." I was like, "That probably should fix it, but worst case scenario, like your power steering unit is ruined, and like you might have to swap it." He's like, "All right, I'm gonna go put buds on it."
Sure enough.
Yeah, sure enough, ruined his power steering.
That poor dude. That'd be tough start to before the race, man. It always puts that little doubt in your mind. Like, did it hurt anything else? Did it tear up the steering shaft? Is there anything like could be wrong with this thing?
And it's not like 4,400 cars, a small car. What were those? 37s, 40s, 42s, something? I don't even know what size tires they were.
Around
But
They're at least 40s. I mean, they're humongous.
Yeah. That was I mean, it almost went up on top of Jason's hood
Yeah.
when he hit it so hard. So
Yeah, definitely
Just
not good.
gravedigger style.
Again,
Monster
round 2 straight gravedigger.
Golly, dude.
should we tell everybody about y'all's trailing arm fix?
What?
Oh, that poor trailing arm.
Just that trailing arm y'all fixed?
I didn't really see nothing wrong with it. I don't know why we had to fix them. Them things was in good shape, I thought.
Considering what we put them through and where they have been multiple times, like
They did pretty good.
they did pretty dang good.
For a long time. That's 3 years.
They didn't arrive in mint condition, that's for sure.
No, sir.
Nah, they was
So-
already beat up.
We really didn't have no business driving that car in the shape that it was in. Let's be honest.
I can't believe it lasted as long as it did. What y'all pre-run for a week and a half before that happened? Because y'all did that on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing was straight paper clipping. That trailing arm was just flexed so many times. It was almost split in half, and we tried to weld it back with that old Cracker Jack wheel.
With a cut, dissected drive shaft.
Yes. Shout out to our sponsor, Austin Whelan, for providing that 110 Cracker Jack welder. Shout out to Hunter Miller for providing the drive shaft that we cut in half and scabbed over the top.
Yeah.
But tonight, there's a celebration, boys. Manny, because you're the crew chief, you put together the plan. You made the win happen for the Pit Crew Challenge. We brought in our boy, Hubert Rowland, all the way from Tennessee to bring you the World Championship belt. Putting it down.
Man.
Don't really like giving it up, but to a fellow mechanic, we'll let it ride, buddy. We'll let it ride.
Man.
I'm gonna wear it
Just
proud.
don't let these guys get it back.
Manny gonna try to hold on to that one.
They're gonna have to arm wrestle me for it. Don't worry. We'll hold on for a little bit.
I'm out there.
Yeah, he gonna have it from now on, I guess.
I'm gonna be honest with
Kind
y'all.
of got some weight to it.
Oh, bro, that ain't no chump belt, cuz.
Dang.
And don't be leaving that in the back of the shop on the ground or nothing either.
Yeah, that one's made of blood diamonds too.
Because when I get it next time, I don't want it scratched up and stuff.
That got.
I'm gonna be honest, Logan. You're gonna have to bring the heat if you want to top Manny's.
I know. To be honest, I thought it was coming to me.
What did you do?
Like, I led the pit crew. You know what I mean? Like,
What did you do that made you think you was gonna get the belt?
Manny was over here worried about the pit crew. He's like, "Look,
What you mean
do you
worried?
have it? Are you sure you can do the lug nuts?" I'm like, "Bro,
Who couldn't get the last lug nut on?
that was different. Manny was in my waist. Look. Manny's over here trying to hit the lug nuts back on, which wasn't part of the plan. That was impromptu.
Cause he put
I'm
the gun
trying-
down.
I had to put the lug
He
nuts
abandoned
on.
the plan.
Anyway,
man.
I'm trying to screw the lug nuts on, and Manny is stabbing me in the side of the hand with the freaking impact. I'm like, he's like, just put it on there. I'm like, Manny, it's not on. Oh, all right, bro, all right. And I finally switch hands and get it on there, and he's, "Meow."
Bro, I saw you pick up that fuel jug with them old limp purse arms.
Bro, Manny said,
Trying to run with 10 gallons.
he said, Logan, can you pick the fuel up? I was like, I don't know, maybe. But I know I could run to the fuel faster than you can, so I'm picking it up.
Bro, we wasn't playing freeze tag. You didn't run over there and touch the jug. Like, you had to drag it with you.
Yeah, it was run and pivot and just drag it with all I had. 10 gallons is freaking
Dude,
heavy.
80 pounds overhead.
It's heavy. Like it's no joke.
Like, everybody struggled with that.
Speaking of, the second thing Manny just needs to take the belt for is can we agree that Manny's got wheels? Can we agree that Manny can run? Did you go rolling with him that night?
Yes, he fast.
Can you tell them the story about
yeah.
whenever y'all went rolling?
Surprisingly fast.
When y'all went
Yeah.
rolling toilet paper.
Oh man.
So I don't know. It's probably been 2 or 3 years ago. But Dustin's older brother Landon calls me, and it's like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Like, it's pretty late. I'm like, oh, he don't normally call me very often, so I thought it was kind of weird. I was like, all right, he must need something, so I'll answer it. Answer it, and he's like, hey, Dustin. I'm like, hey, what's up, Landon? He's like, I need you to do me a big favor. I was like, all right, what? And apparently, it was his wife's birthday. So, like, it was his wife and, like, Logan's wife and, like, y'all's mom and, like, a bunch of girlfriends were all having, like, a slumber party / game night type event at their house. He's like, I need y'all to go over there and I want y'all to roll the house.
But to preface that, it wasn't his house. It was his mother-in-law's house.
Yeah, it was somebody else's house.
Yeah,
In this packed neighborhood, like there was people everywhere.
Because I would never tell him to roll my own house. Like,
And it's-
right.
And it's only 9 or 10 at night. Like, it's not super late, and it's in a, like, wall-to-wall neighborhood. People out walking on the sidewalks and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I was like, all right, cool, no problem, we'll do it. So me, Manny, and Josh
There wasn't no questions asked. It wasn't like, oh, man, like, I mean, whose is it? It was like, cool, whose truck you want to take?
We was immediately trying to figure out how much toilet paper we had at the house.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if we was going to have to go get some.
Yeah, it was like, all right, Landon, we'll do that. Ain't no problem. Send me the address, and we'll send you some videos.
This is the kind of friends you want to hide a body with.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that don't even ask questions. That agree to do what you ain't even asked them to do yet.
Are we taking your truck or taking mine?
You don't even know what you're about to do, but you already agreed to it. So we agreed to it, and me, Manny, and Josh jump in the truck. I think with all the toilet paper that we had, like everything in the house minus maybe like one roll, I don't know. So we go and we're like casing the joint, right? Like we do a couple drive-bys and just kind of see what's going on, try to get a feel for the vibe. And we park, like, we ain't no dummies. So like we parked like 2 blocks over, right? And we're like, we're going to walk up there. We were all in all black, had like ski masks on.
Even though the whole neighborhood's lit up.
I know,
Yeah,
street lights
street-
everywhere. Like a nice upscale neighborhood. Like, I'm surprised nobody called the cops for us just walking down the road. So we walk up to the house, and like there was a couple windows in the front where you could like see and hear, like they were like carrying on
Women
inside.
talking.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think there were some. A few of them like outside in the back, like you could hear them talking, and like there was a bunch going on. So like we just commenced to just slinging paper, toilet paper everywhere. The front door, the bushes, the mailbox, everywhere.
Y'all was rubbing peanut butter under their door handles of their cars.
Man, like
We did wrap the whole Tahoe, wrapped it around.
yeah, we did some of the vehicles too. We were directly in front of the house, like, and directly in front of the front door.
Yeah.
And like mid roll, somebody
Came outside.
came out the front door
And caught y'all.
They didn't catch us, but like because they weren't suspecting anything, right? But like as soon as we like hear that door crack, like we take off freaking running, like full sprint as fast as we can go.
And it's you, Josh, and Manny.
And Manny.
Just the 3 of y'all.
Yeah, and I mean, ain't none of us triathlon, none of us marathon racers. But I'll be dang, guess who the first one back at the truck was? Manny. Right, he put it into overdrive.
Passed y'all up.
I don't know if he
right,
just
left
got.
y'all.
I don't know if he just got experience running away from
he been-
sketchy situations.
He has had to run in his lifetime, huh?
I knew
He
I just
was-
didn't need to be the last one. That's all I knew.
Yeah,
He was the first
can't
one.
be the last one.
Surprisingly fast, very fast.
Had got them wheels. My boy Manny just turning and burning on them.
I had to go.
Did you know you could do that?
I mean, I ain't never been up against D and nothing, but
But you knew you were bringing some heat?
I just knew I wasn't going to be the last one.
Yeah, he was the first one back at the truck.
Wasn't
so-
worried about his boys back there if they got called or nothing. He's
Oh, they said run. I was running.
So, moral of that story is think twice before you challenge Manny Fresh to a foot race.
Because he's winning pit crew challenges
We'll see.
and he's winning foot races. And
We're
taking-
doing that.
And winning the pound for pound belt. So, just
I
know,
don't know what I'm going to do with this.
just know, you got that target on your back now.
Believe that.
That's all right.
You got-
Come on.
You got a squad coming after you. Because I'm already trying to figure out what I can
Trying
do
to get it
that.
back?
Yeah, how I can get that back.
And don't be wearing that lightly. You know what I mean? That thing carries some street cred, okay?
All right.
Sometimes you gotta
I can
just gotta tell people that you got freedom of the press.
You need this vest too?
You can do what you want.
this?
I might just go to Nukes tomorrow and wear it inside Nukes.
Because we can eat inside here.
I know, right?
All right, so that's it, boys. King of the Hammers, Checkers or Wreckers. Wrapping it up. Manny Fresh taking it home tonight. So Yeah, I don't remember how are we supposed to exit? I don't remember. What are we supposed to say?
Josh doesn't know either.
Yeah, what did I say on the other?
You want me to do this just like a builder bust?
You check out
You
more
wanna hit 'em
Checkers
real fast?
Records?
Hey, if you want to check out more Checkers Records, visit our YouTube page. Hit us up on Spotify, Apple Play. Jump on the website, s3powersports.com. That's about it. Anything else?
Nope.
I'm good.
I'm going home. It's freezing.
All right, Hubert, get in here. Let's get a picture with Manny because you had to hand the bell call.
Help scare money, don't make money.